you very much. That was Fever for the Flavor by Hot Action Cop. You know, that is a group that came out of, sometime, a long time ago. There was better times in my life. Spinray. I'm here with Spinray Chinese. How are you doing? Did you like the song?
I've never heard that song before, so I really liked it. You're introducing us to all kinds of new things. But I do gotta tell you, that's not how you say my name.
What are you talking about?
Spinray Chinese.
I know. That's your name.
You said Chinese. It's Spinray Chinese.
Spinray Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah. So were you born in China?
No.
Or did your parents come here
No.
at some point?
No, I can't really say that I'm Asian, because the last name's Chinese. Just sex gremlin,
So you're Chinese, but you don't identify with Asian?
If anything, I guess I'd be Singaporean.
Okay. What part of you is from Singapore, your mom or your father's side?
Well, one time we went there, and, if I had to identify as Asian, I'd be Singaporean.
Okay, good to know, good to know.
But I do got to say that sex gremlins are treated the same way that maybe Asians might have been when they was immigrants.
I see.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of. So I'm thinking, for the listeners that don't really know, we were tunneling. My longtime listeners know we were tunneling. We were trying to get to the other side of the earth, and we got stopped in our tracks, and here we are. We're taking a little pit stop.
It really worked out for both of us, You come down here, you give us Sex Gremlins radio, which is good for, learning music. We can also use it for, news and that kind of thing. I think it's really great. Any Sex Gremlin that's listening right now, scream out loud in the sewers.
They are screaming louder than we can.
They can hear it right now, folks.
They're hearing it right now. It's a live broadcast. That's why radio is so good. You can't get this through a podcast. Fuck you, Joe Rogan.
When I say sex, you say gremlin. Sex! Sex!
Okay, well, let's settle down a little bit. Spinray, I got a couple more questions for you.
Yeah, shoot.
Did your family, I know since your family came from Singapore and China, did they burrow through the earth to get here?
Yeah, my family was very instrumental in the burrowing. We come from a long line of burrowers. We come from a place where, it's almost like you're coming out of something you shouldn't be coming out of, something very small.
I see.
It's sort of like there's like a lid on the cave, a clear lid on the cave that sometimes starts to turn yellow, and you gotta climb through all of this mush, and then you push your way out from that thing, and you leave behind a little tunnel.
That's very interesting how you guys do it. The Sex Gremlins are obviously very efficient tunnel diggers.
Oh, you gotta be.
They're much more efficient than us. Our crew, it took us weeks to get down here. It seems like you guys have... I'm already seeing new infrastructure dug out.
Absolutely.
Since I've been down here. Entire new rooms and buildings.
I never am going to understand why even the Jews were persecuted, because you guys are work horses.
We love working.
You came down here, we showed you how to build a tunnel, and now you guys are taking it on your own route, and you've given us new tunnels
We've given you technology. Yeah, that's what we do. Now, here's another question for you. What do you have to say about the myth that the center of the earth is a molten core?
Well, I do believe that the center of the earth is a molten core, and what else?
So you believe in fake news?
There's a lot of these myths going around. There's myths about what's going on in the center of the earth. There's myths about Lamisil toe monsters going around down here. All that shit is just bullshit. The only thing I know for sure is that there is a nailer out there who is persecuting sex gremlins. That's what I know for sure.
There is a nailer.
There's a nailer out
there. So far, he's only out for sex gremlins. He's made that clear.
Exactly. 3 more sex gremlins are dead today because of the nailer.
You guys have a lot to be afraid of. And, you guys need all the help you can get, and the Jews are happy to give it to you.
Absolutely. And, the biggest thing that you guys have given me is the idea of a curfew. All right, and so for right now, I'm announcing an 8:26 p.m. curfew. Everybody at that point, you need to be in your sewer chambers.
Any later than 8:26, what are the consequences?
You might get nailed. The nailer said Starting at 8:27 every day, he's gonna come down here and nail one sex gremlin until he's caught, or until the sex gremlin race has been eradicated.
Well, you've heard it here, folks. The nailer might come and get you at 8:27. It's a horrible tragedy that are happening to these sex gremlins. They're being nailed. One of them was nailed to the hallway that I walked down this morning. I found him, actually. Anyway, we got the song coming up. This is Give It Away by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Hope you enjoy. Bye.
Tristan, do you promise you're gonna be home by 8:26 tonight?
I would certainly hope so, else I'm gonna get nailed.
You better be home by 8:26. Ever since you took this top secret voice acting job, you sometimes come home late nights.
Well, I can't help it. I don't know what you want me to do.
Well, I just want you to. Maybe you should call off today because of the
There's
curfew.
no calling off. This is a big job.
It's the first time that they've ever initiated a curfew, and you're gonna go to work.
Well, if they initiated the curfew, why would they keep me afterwards?
But if you go and you are there afterwards, and your bosses don't let you go because you said they're very important, very strict bosses, and I don't want you to get stuck there late.
The men in suits.
And if you get stuck there late, and I'm stuck here in my wheelchair because my knees still haven't healed, then what am I gonna do if the nailer comes?
I don't know what to tell you. Keep the doors locked or something.
Oh, Tristan, please
Come
don't
here.
go.
Come here, honey boy.
Please don't go.
Come here, little honey boy.
Can you put me in your briefcase and take me with you, please? I promise I won't tell nobody I'm there.
You think you could fit?
It's a big briefcase.
Okay, well, let's try it.
Okay.
It might mess up your knees more, honest to God.
Baby, I don't want to be left alone
I'm
with
just
the
saying,
nail.
I think the activities we've been doing have been the reason your knees aren't healing.
Yeah, you're probably right.
We wanted to try all those Kama Sutra things.
Yeah, and I keep trying to stand up before Dr. Xavier told me I could stand up via Zoom teleconference.
All right, well, okay. I'm gonna have to take my laptop. I can't bring that if you're in there unless.
Do you need your laptop? Didn't you tell me they pointed out your lines on white pieces of paper?
Why are you using that voice with me right now? You know that gets me rock hard.
Because I'm scared of the nailer.
Open your mouth. Now get in the briefcase. I'm taking you with me.
Thanks for keeping me safe, Daddy.
You're welcome, baby boy.
I love you, Tristan.
Oh my god! Dolphins! Samantha, oh my god, she's fucking asleep again! She's not even gonna see those beautiful fucking dolphins!
Warning! Warning!
Oh,
it's
shit.
your ex!
Phone's
your
ringing.
Ex is calling you
Glad
now.
I set that ex
Do not
ringtone.
pick up, because if you do, you will be talking to your ex.
Yeah, what is it? What the fuck do you want?
You don't even know who's calling. Why are you starting off so aggressive? This is why I divorced you.
As if I don't know who's calling. You should hear what it says when your ass calls me.
Well, I think I deserve a little more respect for what does it say?
Warning! Warning! Your ex is calling.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, call me on the house phone.
What does it do then?
No, you know what? No, here's what you could actually do. Here, why don't you call Samantha? And then...
Why would I call Samantha?
Well, you call Samantha, and guess what? I'll pick it up. And then when I answer that phone, you can hang up on this phone. Call it back, and you'll hear my ringtone.
That makes no sense, Big Red. What are you talking about? Why would that ever work?
Because Samantha's right here with me, baby. Right here in the Bahamas.
What?
Yep,
Why?
we're fucking.
You fucking Samantha?
What's it to you, bitch? You're not her husband.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Big Red,
She showed up on Christmas, okay?
that's just like, even I have standards. That's weird.
Hey!
What?
What do you mean you have standards? She's a beautiful woman.
Okay.
Oh, well, what are you picturing when you hear her?
I know what she looks like. Plus, I know she's a narcoleptic, so you're probably just raping her the entire time.
No, I have a signed document in my safe that
You
she
Christian grade her,
signed.
really?
Yes.
She fell for that?
She had to. She has narcolepsy. 95% of the time she's asleep.
I didn't have narcolepsy and you tried to get me to sign it.
That's different. I
The
wanted
fine print was
BDSM.
disgusting. The fine print was actually repulsive. To me.
Just because it said I was allowed to impregnate any fetus inside you doesn't mean you didn't you should have ripped up the contract. It was never meant to work with you, no. I don't even know why I'm arguing with you. What the fuck
I didn't even call you to argue. I just called to say, like, I want just, how you liking the work I'm doing? You see anything recently?
I have nothing about you.
Of course you wouldn't know it's me.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. I've been down here in the Bahamas. We've been to Cabo San Lucas.
Big Red,
What?
can you keep a secret still?
Of course I can keep a secret.
I'm the nailer.
You're the nailer?
Of course I am.
How's that even possible?
What do you mean?
How's it possible?
How is what possible? That I'm the nailer?
Yeah, he's a man. We all know he's a man.
Oh, so women can't be men? Really?
Not unless you're Bruce Jenner.
Dead name, dead name, dead name.
Well, I just had to do it that way because of the way you posed the question.
Well, as you know, I'm magic.
That is true.
Why
are you killing sex gremlins, though? That's wrong. It's fucking disgusting.
Well, you don't know the full story. I didn't call you to get judgment.
I don't know why you called me to begin with.
Because you're the only person I know and trust.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, you shouldn't have fucking left me.
You would mean?
Now the only person I get to have is this person who's awake 5% of the time.
Well...
And God, when she is, she's insufferable.
And she's all horse brain.
She's insufferable. All she ever does is talk about that Israeli-Palestine thing.
I mean, hell, even I know Palestine sucks.
Right, it's not even that hard.
Anyway, it's kind of an initiative. We're trying to get people... The sex gremlin thing's really bad here. I don't know if you've seen the news with how bad... They're living in tunnels.
Yes, I have. I have seen that.
They're living in tunnels, and we're trying to do this thing where we conjure up fear. So we're making ISIS-type videos.
Oh.
And, we want the general public to feel bad when they see the sex gremlins die, and it's working.
You have a really bad history with ISIS videos, though.
Yes, I do.
I don't know if you should be going down this path, no. To be honest. Oh, hang on. I think Samantha's waking up. Bye.
That pig!
Hey! Celebrate not dying, come on!
Whoa!
Yeah, Beverly! Throw those hips around!
Celebrate not dying, come on! Do you remember
Yeah!
the day we didn't die today? We got saved by the neighbor lady.
And we say, Oreo! Someday you remember Oreo!
Whoa. You guys are being really weird for ignoring Belinda and not including her in your song.
Belinda's free to sing with us as much as she wants.
It's hard to sing along when you're singing a song I've never heard.
You never heard? Do you remember?
I've heard Do You Remember, but you're changing all of the words.
Well, you're supposed to do it along with it. Change the words yourself.
I don't know how to change the words to the song because I'm not any better than they are.
Well, then you don't have to be, Belinda. You just have to make up your own words. Look at Weird Al.
Do you remember when they found him in the basement? Did I do it?
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
Do you remember
When they found him in the basement? Next door, across the street, catty corner.
Who let Clunky Beverly out? Who?
Okay.
Who let Clunky Beverly out?
Woof, 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 woof.
When we were in the basement, everyone's dying.
Oh,
Yippee-yi-yo.
woof, woof.
That was awesome.
I really like that, obviously we don't really need to introduce everybody because everybody here knows that Belinda is a hero.
Yeah, well, Belinda, she came over to our house, and she made us chicken and dumplings.
Oh, I just love making the dumplings and wrapping them up in the phyllo dough and putting them in there. And, I used to make it my own, but as I've gotten older, sorry, I'm throwing up
Here,
a
I'll
little.
put your dentures back in.
Oh, thank you.
You need more glue?
No,
Just keep popping out.
for some reason, it's making me want to throw up today.
The denture glue?
Yep.
Okay, I can staple them.
But, I was just sitting here at my house watching NCIS Los Angeles, and I saw somebody get kidnapped across the street and get drug into the basement. and I just had to do something about it.
Well, thank God you saw them. Thank God you were there. We don't know what we'd do without you.
Well, I mean, I don't either. I said, if I just looked away for 1 second, I wouldn't have seen it.
Listen, get out your purse.
My purse?
You have one, right?
Of course I got a purse.
Open it.
Okay.
Here's a nice $5 bill.
Oh, okay. I could get a lot of Slim Jims with that. I love the Slim Jims.
You should be chewing those with your dentures popping out like they do.
It's okay. I eat them without the dentures. I suck on them. And I suck on them.
Slim Jims are hardly meat, Brandon. They don't really require chewing.
Exactly. If you suck on them until they're soft, they fall off of your mouth.
Yeah, I never thought about that. You want to split a Slim Jim?
You got one?
No?
Okay. Well, we got one, maybe.
I thought maybe you had some in your purse.
No, but you gave me a 5, and now I'm going to get some.
You want to go up to the gas station and get some?
Okay.
Let's go.
I got my jersey.
I don't know why they're going to get Slim Jims, but
They really hit it off, Daddy.
it's nice that they did.
I'm really glad that you guys found Belinda. I'm really glad that Belinda saw you and then you got rescued and now you got a new friend and all that. Daddy, why haven't you come visit our new home?
Oh, I just, I was going to, and then it was Christmas, and then I got kidnapped, and...
So you don't care that we're homeowners?
No, I think it's great. I mean, should I go? Like, should we see it?
I don't feel like I should have to tell my dad that he should come see my home, but yeah.
It's just, recently we've just been getting to that place in our lives where, you're my adult children.
So you don't want to come over to our house because I'm your adult children no more?
That's not, no, but it's just you guys have your thing. I'm doing my thing.
Uh-huh.
It's different, when we were on the island, we always saw each other, we lived together and did things together, and now we have our own different
Yeah, well,
lives.
we got plenty of bedrooms. I don't know why we're paying separate mortgages now. I mean,
Well, Beverly and I wanted to live in our, Okay, I think you were right. I love my new bedroom.
what?
I love my new bedroom.
You live in here?
Well, I think this is a nice bedroom.
So you wanna be here?
I think we'll work out something on a guest capacity. I'll stay every once in a while.
Have you? Nobody's around, right?
No.
Have you ever seen the movie Toy Soldiers?
No.
You've never seen that one?
No.
From the late 90s?
Mm-mm.
These action heroes
I
come
don't
to life.
watch movies from the 90s.
Why?
It's not for me. All those kids in the 90s were bad.
What do you mean?
Kids in the 90s were bad.
But what about a movie from the 90s that weren't kids?
It was still, the people in the 90s, the kids were just bad.
So what did you do for the entirety of the 90s?
Not watch a movie.
You didn't watch one?
Not one movie from the 90s
So
have
you
I
stopped
seen.
in 1989 and continued at 2000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, weird. I was trying to make an analogy, but hold on. Let me look up real quick when Toy Soldiers was made, because you don't have a really good excuse for this. 1991.
Oh, yep, right when I started. Whole year in.
Nope, that's not the movie I was thinking of.
Oh,
I think it's called Little Soldiers.
Small Soldiers?
It was called... Is that the one, Small
I
Soldiers?
don't know.
LDG.
We're back from the store with the thing we went to get.
Beverly, have you ever seen the movie Small Soldiers? No? Oh, I'm Beverly. Who was that?
Belinda.
You don't remember that one?
Well, of course I do.
Belinda,
What?
you watch movies from the 90s?
That's my favorite decade of movies to watch.
Really? What's your favorite one?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say I have a favorite, but the thing that I enjoyed most about the movies from the 90s is that the kids were just so bad.
What?
It's fun to see children be little rapscallions on the
Have
screen.
both of you have just only seen the movie Kids directed by Harmony Korine from the 90s?
They're bad.
Well, of course they're bad. That movie was about bad kids, but that don't mean... I was born in the 90s, and I wasn't a bad kid. Of course, I did get kicked out of my house because I put mustard under my dad's eyelids one night.
Whoa, why would you put mustard under his eyelids?
Because he beat me.
Oh, I forgot he did all sorts of sex crimes on you.
Anyway, can we have some privacy, please?
Can y'all just go do your women
Well,
thing?
you left us a note at Clark's house because we went to go.
I'm not saying leave the home. I'm saying go to the
Then
other
we
room.
drove all the way across town to apparently your new house, and we're not going to be neighbors no more.
Hold on, Belinda. Goddamn. What's that damn gay-ass game y'all women play all the time?
Euchre?
Yep, go play some.
You guys want to play euchre?
Of course, yes.
Beverly,
Always want to play
You want to
euchre.
play euchre, Beverly?
Yes. Marble, you know how to play?
I don't know how to play euchre, but I mean, I could come down and deal some cards. I'm a good card dealer.
Well, we got a euchre game going on. Come on, girls.
Okay, I'm gonna get you, Beverly, with the euchre.
Ow!
Anyway, Clark, the movie is about these little tiny action figure soldier guys that came to life.
They came to life?
And then they had to like fight off of something. I don't know, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie, but we got something like that going on here.
Are you serious?
Clark, I've been really bad, and you can't be mad at me, please.
I'm not going to be mad.
You always say that, you're giving me that look.
I'm not going to be mad.
You always say that, and you're giving me that look.
I'm not giving you a look.
You're literally... Listen, we got a room in this house, and if you put inanimate objects in it, it brings it to life.
Really?
But, and I went a little overboard with my toys, bringing them to life, but they were little rapscallions. They were doing all sorts of things, and Marvel got mad, so we had to, I forget what we did.
I don't know what you did.
We did something to, like, lock them up or something, and I told Marvel I put a big lock on that room, but I know what the password is, and I've been bringing things to life that I shouldn't have been bringing.
Like blow-up dolls?
Like Jewish people.
Oh. Okay, show me.
I can't. They dug straight through the house, Clark. Come down to the basement.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I see the tunnel.
One of them left a yarmulke.
It's a really nice tunnel.
I'll put Jews action figures in there, and then they came to life.
It looks like it would really hurt my back if I had to crawl through there. It's a very narrow tunnel.
I don't know what kind of... what you're trying to imply with that.
That seems narrow.
I know they are efficient diggers.
They must be. Hello and welcome to MOATAIF.
Hello, welcome to MOATAIF. We're having technical difficulties right now where our
We don't know
stuff
how
is
long.
glitching out.
We really don't know how long this gravy is going to last. So at any minute it could stop, and then that'll just be the end of the episode. So we're going to try to speed talk through the whole thing.
Yeah, an entire gravy segment. We have to get into like whatever 5 minutes this allows us. So
Right.
I want to ask you, Zach. I had something I want to ask you. What the Super Bowl is today? Who are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's almost one of those things where it's starting to make me think that those kinds of things are fake because, of course, now that Taylor Swift is involved with one of the players on the team, they go to the Super Bowl out of nowhere. That's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know anything about the team.
You believe it's the WWE? I don't believe it's like the WWE, even though the football got bought out, or they have the same rules as the WWE now because they don't want to be held accountable to other sports standards.
I think it's just so random that would happen. Like, I've never even heard anybody talk about that team, and now all of a sudden, just because this player is dating one of the most successful people of all time, that they're going to be in the Super Bowl. It just
I
seems
think they've been
random.
killing it before they started dating, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I am rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs only because Taylor Swift is on that team. I have no allegiance to Taylor Swift, but I don't like San Francisco, the city, because I hear it smells.
Oh, yep, absolutely. There's so much defecation on the street. We've talked about all the defecation before.
We've talked about it quite a bit on this podcast.
I was just thinking earlier about how devastating it is that Harvey Milk died and was assassinated. MOATAIF honors Harvey Milk.
MOATAIF honors Harvey Milk, gay rights advocate.
Gay rights advocate. He was one of the first. He was one of the most influential, openly LGBT elected officials of all time, and he was murdered in cold blood by one of his coworkers.
Really, because he was gay?
No, not necessarily because he was gay, but because they just had differing opinions on things.
Okay, so it was like the infighting between the CCPD and the CCDP.
Yeah, exactly. He broke into the basement, snuck into the the office building, and shot him and the mayor in cold blood. And Dianne Feinstein found them, and then was elected to Senate and was in the Senate for like 60 years, and then obviously died. Yeah, Dianne Feinstein, may she rest, but also MOATAIF does not honor her.
MOATAIF does not honor her, but may she rest in peace. Now, this kind of leads me into another subject that I had to talk about. Is that a few days ago, Dan Sachs reached out to me. Bleep his name. Maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe.
He reached out to me. There's somebody who's running for Ohio State Senate in district, I forget. His name is Dan McGregor, and I had to help him with some technology problems he had because he's trying to create a Facebook account. for his page, and he really wants the username facebook.com/Ohioans4McGregor with numeric 4.
Okay.
He created it, and then he lost his account because he did not meet the requirements to have a business account.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then he reached out to me, so he had changed it to Ohioans4McGregor.
FOR.
Alphabetical, yes, which I think is better.
Yeah.
And then I might have led him to accidentally delete that one too.
Oh, nice.
He lost that username.
Oh, nice. Good.
But anyway, the man has no idea what he's doing with technology, and I texted
nice.
the other day and said we're doomed. But I would go into more detail, but of course we have to get through a lot.
Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know how much time we'll have. We're at the 3-minute mark.
Exactly. It's scary to me too that people are, we're having people run for office who know this little about things.
Absolutely. It's kind of devastating, especially like seeing all this infighting between the CCPD and the CCRP, the CCGOP or whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
It's insane. It's really insane to see, and there's a lot of people in politics and in power, especially locally, who have absolutely no right and no business being there. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, you hear everybody say change needs to happen on a local level, and then you look at a local level and you're like, all these people are incompetent idiots.
Absolutely.
Is anybody who's running for local office?
Yeah, exactly.
Idiots.
Exactly. But it is true because those, like we were talking about the other day with independent and Green Party candidates, those sorts of things need to go to the local level in order to build up the party to the point where people feel comfortable voting for them.
Yeah.
Because folks, I really don't want to vote for Joe Biden, and I don't want to vote for Donald Trump for sure.
Yeah,
and
and I don't want to have to fill in Kanye West.
What are my options? Yeah, and I'm not. I can't vote for Harambe.
I was just gonna say we could vote for Harambe.
We can't vote for Harambe.
Could vote for Harambe.
We could vote for
have that
Harambe,
right.
but fuck.
I don't want to vote for Harambe.
There is a woman out there who is an asparamancer. She throws asparagus up in the air and then reads it like a mystic.
I like that.
And she said that in 2024 we're going to elect the first female president, and that
But I don't know why I trust her.
right, and that neither Joe Biden nor Donald Trump will be the president.
Maybe the Haley.
I feel like when I first heard that, I was like, okay, Kamala Harris, because Joe Biden's gonna die and or be incapacitated in some way.
So the asparagus told her this. Where's she from?
I have no idea. I don't remember where she's from.
This kind of reminds me that I learned last week, because last week was Groundhog's Day. I learned that
lovely.
did you know about Groundhog's Day?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, in some ways,
you know that they communicate with the groundhogs.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Yeah, they have a language.
I don't know
yeah,
that.
the person who does it, they have a language that they speak with the groundhogs. It's all weird.
I didn't know that, but I did know I'm a big fan of Groundhog's Day recently, especially this year when it actually turned out to be a spring prognosis that has also seemingly come true in some ways. Almost immediately it became spring, which is always nice.
I hope it's not full force.
I hope it's not a fool's spring, but I'm sure it is. But hopefully it sticks around.
I hope it's actually a full spring. What are you talking about?
Spring. I said fool's spring.
Oh, full spring. Okay.
Where it's going to be negative 20 next week. But one thing that I found out on Groundhog's Day that really interested me is on the official Punxsutawney Phil website.
Yeah.
They talk about how Punxsutawney Phil has drank the elixir of life or something like that.
He's immortal.
And then underneath it, one of the questions is does Phil have a wife? And they're like, yes, his wife's name is this. She does not have the elixir of life.
Oh, that's sad.
That's so sad.
You need to read the Wikipedia page. It's a wild read, dude. They have the whole ass language. They speak with these. I think it's all in good fun. I don't think they take it very seriously, but they communicate with the groundhogs.
Yeah.
And the Wikipedia page actually makes it out to seem like the groundhog seeing its shadow does not have nearly as much to do with it as it does the communication between the head of what's it called? Punxsutawney,
yeah.
Punxsutawney. He communicates with the groundhog.
Nice.
And the groundhog lets him know.
I did find out on their website that it opens at 3 a.m. The gates open at 3 a.m. and then the ceremony is at 7 a.m. And now I'm like, okay, it's one of my life's goals to see it in person for some reason.
Me too. Did you know Ohio had its own groundhog?
Buckeye Chuck.
Buckeye Chuck. You know about this too? Wow, you really do know a lot about this.
Groundhog Day, good holiday.
It really is.
Spring is my favorite season, so Groundhog Day being the harbinger of spring kind of puts a lot of pressure on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love spring. I'm so excited for it to come out. I'm really looking forward to it.
Even immediately being able to go outside without having to put a jacket on, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Of course, today was kind of cold. I did wear a jacket over here, but I feel like when I go home, I'm not going to put it on.
It's a little chilly, but I'm happy that I'm not using up that much propane.
Oh, yeah. That's always nice.
It's
always nice.
Big anxiety for me.
I feel like we're pushing it. We're on 7 minutes, but it seems like we're going strong.
Yeah, we got a lot. I mean, if it ended right now, we got a strong
Oh,
7
absolutely.
minutes.
And I do want to say the other day, well, one thing I want to say before we get too far, we were just sort of talking politics and local politics, especially. We never did honor Warren Copeland. You know, we do have a sordid history with Mayor Copeland. In 2012, I hated him. I absolutely despised him. The man rebuffed me at the Obama event. I was like, oh, that was a great speech, Mayor Copeland. And he was like, pfft. And then I've seen him for years after that, and ever since then, I've always thought he was a small little man. But it was always cool that I was like, "Oh, the mayor's a Democrat, and I know who he is." And,
Yeah.
you know, he always
We'd
showed
see him
up.
all the time, too.
Oh yeah, and he showed up to, even in the last couple of years, so many events at the HBC. You know, I saw him a lot. He was always one of the first people to show up, so he could make sure he got a good seat. They would always like recognize that he was there, and he'd stand up and wave. You know, he was certainly in ailing health over the years, and it was sad to see. Especially like he would come in and just like Hagerty, his knees were fucked, so he'd like waddle. Like, you know, from side to side.
I mean, even when we knew him in 2012, he was waddling, but I
Oh,
wasn't sure if that was because of
absolutely.
weight.
Absolutely. Now at the end of his life, it was certainly the knees. They couldn't bend. And
He lost a lot of weight?
Yeah. No, he was still a portly man.
I was kind of wondering if he was gaunt.
No, he stayed portly. But you know what? It was cool that he was the mayor for like 30 years. That was
It was, you know, he was a
And
Springfield hero.
I didn't know this, but for the longest time, the city council just appointed a mayor, and Warren Copeland was actually the first democratically elected mayor in Springfield.
And just stayed that way.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you
wonderful.
got to say, even though despite our differences, MOATAIF has to honor Mayor Warren Copeland.
MOATAIF honors. We have any more? I think we have another honor to give out. Somebody else randomly died.
Don't know. I mean,
Somebody died.
I do have Jimmy Buffett in my list.
No, we already
you know.
honored Jimmy Buffett. we had
don't
to.
know.
Somebody died. Somebody died. Toby Keith.
Oh yeah, of course. How could you not honor Toby Keith? Rest in peace, Toby Keith. MOATAIF honors Toby Keith.
Yep.
You know, I was surprised to see how much hate I saw on the internet for Toby Keith. I know the
agree.
man, he's a Republican. He was instrumental in the canceling of the Dixie Chicks in the early 2000s when they came out against George W. Bush. I know that, you know, he profiteered off 9/11 in a way, just like kind of like Alan Jackson did by making songs about it, except that Toby Keith's songs were all like, I'm going to go to war and kick your ass. They're very like war hawkish. But come on, people. Toby Keith was
Those were simpler times back then, though.
Absolutely.
We weren't nearly as divided. It was all in good fun. Like, I mean, who cared?
Right.
Like, I mean, we love those songs.
Toby Keith, you know, he was another one of the CDs that I would, early on in my life, I would just put on when I went to bed and would play until I went to sleep. While I went to sleep, so many of those songs I could still sing every single fucking note and word to this day.
You know, I really don't like country music, but I really like Toby Keith.
Absolutely.
Toby Keith and Shania Twain. Mm-hmm.
Two
always
classic
have.
artists.
Always have.
Absolutely.
Always love Toby Keith songs. MOATAIF honors Toby Keith.
Absolutely. You know, the other day, this is a little bit of a subject change, but it kind of goes into what we talked about last episode with autism. I got into an argument, somewhat of an argument the other night with my grandma that I think my Uncle Alan has autism. And here's why, you know, my Uncle Alan's like the rich man. No, here's how it came up. So, you know, Uncle Alan's son, Andrew, that wanted to be a screenwriter.
Yes, I thought he still did.
Well, he still does, yeah. But I think he's coming around to the fact that, like, that's not going to happen for him because he's, like, almost 50 now.
Is
you
he
know what I
really?
mean? He's, like, 45, you know what I
Oh
mean?
my God, I always thought he was just a little older than you.
Yeah, it's not going to happen for him.
Ooh, that's
it's not going to
that's
happen for him.
embarrassing.
And it's sad, you know, it's sad. We've all been there. You know, I feel like I went through a few years ago being like, I'm never going to be on Broadway, but now I'm, like, really happy with the job that I do have.
So
You know what I
has he
mean?
just been living off of his father's money this entire
Pretty
time?
much, yeah. They had a huge falling out. He went down to Texas because that's where his wife is from. They've been living in Texas, but Alan's been paying all of his bills and all that stuff, and he was like working as a photographer, but now he's like actually has a job that I think is like actually starting to pay more bills, so he's not necessarily having to rely on Uncle Alan so much.
Great.
But anyway, they find out that Andrew, both of his kids have slight forms of autism. And as soon as Mamaw said that, I was like, well, you know, actually that kind of does make sense. Because obviously, you know, I don't know if it's controversial to say this, but apparently to my grandma it is. Autism's genetic, you know. I mean, I would think, you know, it's got to be somewhat hereditary. You know, it doesn't just come out of nowhere, does it? I mean,
Kind of seems like it does these days.
well, yeah. I mean, but I was like, as soon as she said that, I was like, okay, yeah, I could see having like this dormant, like recessive autism gene. Because, like, Andrew is a strange individual, you know, and Uncle Alan's a little strange. You know what I mean? Like, so I could see it, and that's
I've never
kinda
met
what
your
I
Uncle
was.
Alan. I have no clue.
Yeah,
but I'd like to hear the evidence against him.
That's kind of what I was going for. Is like he's just, you know, he's a sort of a strange man, you know, and like he's also a very successful businessman. You know, it just one of those things. Like maybe finances were the thing that fascinated his autistic brain. You know what I mean?
Sure,
And
yeah.
So then he became super wealthy at it. You know. And my grandma, I mean, and I mean, listen, I know there's certain stigmas about autism, but you would have thought I just said Uncle Alan's a fucking morbid idiot retard.
Really?
Yeah, because like she was literally like, no, he is not.
Oh my god.
And I was like, well, I just mean like I could see it. I was like, you know, he's a little quirky, you know, he's hyperfixated on things, you know. And I was like, I even said, I was like, you know, sometimes I call myself autistic, you know. I was like in a self-deprecating way. I was like, because of the things I obsess over, or just the, you know, the quirks that I have in my own life. I was like, so if I found out that I had somebody in my family that had autism, it would make sense to me. You know, I don't know, it just would make sense to me. It's sort of in the same way Shane Gillis talks about being almost Down syndrome.
Yeah,
You know
I mean,
what
it really does. You look at him and you're like, yeah, it does make sense that
Right.
he has Down syndrome in his family.
Exactly. And so, you know, I don't know. And she said something like, well, you clearly don't know anything about autism. And I looked at her and I was like, well, I'm kind of actually, from the sound of it, is you don't know anything about
You
autism.
said that?
Yeah, because I mean, she was seriously acting like I was saying he's like an incompetent, sniveling invalid. And I'm like, I just meant he has a little bit of autism. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he's like needs to be put in a home or like a ward of the state.
Yeah, she's not aware of the spectrum.
Yeah, I was like, I think he might just have a little bit of autism, you know? And then over the generations of
So
his
she's
family,
willing to accept that Alan's grandkids have slight autism.
Right.
Touched with a little bit of autism. But not that he's touched with a little bit of it either.
Right, exactly. I'm like, just because it hasn't been diagnosed or like doesn't affect him in any way, and I don't even know that he actually is autistic, but it just really like pissed me off, kind of the way she like reacted, like it was as if I genuinely didn't.
Almost
know
as if
anything.
it's like a bad thing to be autistic.
Right,
too.
exactly. That's what I
Don't
said. I
look
was
good
like,
for
you're
you,
acting
Jake.
like it's a bad thing. I was like, I'm just saying he's, you know, a little autistic. His brain works a little differently.
Because, I mean, our generation is certainly the generations after us. I think they just say more matter of a fact.
Right.
There's not really judgment associated with it, but I guess, you know, if somebody accused somebody in Jane's generation of having autism, I guess in her day it would be Asperger's.
Right.
Asperger's isn't that big of a fucking deal.
Absolutely. You know,
That was just
it's
like, you're not retarded, but you're a little strange.
It pissed her off, you know, but I just ended up changing the subject and moving on because I knew obviously there was no arguing with her, but like it just really, to me, I was like, she really doesn't know anything about that in that same way. Like and that's kind of interesting to say because she does work in like in an autism, like, or not really autism, but like a special needs nursing home now. Because
Well, no wonder she's so offended by it. That's who she's surrounded by.
Right, but I'm like,
how many like functioning autistic people does she interact with?
Well, probably none. Probably none there because it's like it's like a nursing home.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
yeah.
so like, but I'm talking about like calling Ryan Tyree autistic isn't rude. Like he's autistic and he's a very brilliant young man. You know, he just has a lot of social anxiety. You know, he's not very like outgoing, but he's a very, you know, very smart young man.
Yeah.
Personable, friendly guy.
Nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Uncle
absolutely.
Alan, I accept right now that he has autism. But I gotta say, are we still recording?
Yeah, it's recording.
crazy.
It's recording. It's going. It just didn't like that. It didn't like that improv, I guess.
Yeah.
It just wasn't liking where it was going. It's
I liked the improv personally.
I loved it. I
thought
loved
was going
everything
great.
that was going on with it. Maybe it just decided, you know, it's like, oh, about 20 minutes, that's enough.
Yeah.
You know, but we are at 16 minutes, so if it's going to stop at 20, you know, you never know.
I guess we'll see. But I gotta say, I'm terrified that my kids are gonna have autism.
Yeah,
Because everybody has autism now.
everybody does.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, I have no data to back this up at all. But everybody's kids have autism. I know like 10 families who have autistic kids.
I believe it.
Dude, I think it's the vaccines.
Oh.
No data. I have no evidence. But like, what else would be causing autism
I
at
don't
least
know.
like unprecedented rates? But this is something scary I found a couple weeks ago, is that there are more psychopaths out there than there are autistic people.
Oh,
Isn't that kind of weird?
yeah.
Wouldn't you think that you knew more autistic people than psychopaths?
I would, and that's kind of scary. That
I know, because
yeah,
we know a lot.
that means I must know a lot of psychopaths.
Right.
Right.
Right. I mean,
Timmy Tabor. He's probably a psychopath.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. He seems like, well, Jacob Hahn.
I don't know. He has a heart.
He does. You're right.
It's not like any of these people murdered.
You're right.
I think like if anybody, maybe like Dennis.
Yeah.
Does he really have
sort
feelings?
of a psychopath.
I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing is I can't name one
Yeah.
person who I'm like they're a psychopath.
Yeah, you're right.
They live among us.
That they do. They have to, I guess.
Yeah.
They have to. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, it's like something like 2 to 3% of the population is autistic. 3 to 5% are psychopaths.
That's not good.
I know.
That's
It's like
not
almost
good.
double.
I was watching some video recently. You reminded me about some guy who was talking about how psychopaths are hiding amongst us, and then it come to find out that he himself was a psychopath.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, and he was like murdering people, and they didn't know about it. And he was like being interviewed about what he's like. Yeah, like you might not know it, but psychopaths, they look just like you and me.
That's scary.
Right.
Where did you see that? I want to see that.
It was on Twitter, I think. Well, X. It was on Twitter. You know?
Why is everything on fucking Twitter? I missed the fucking Taylor Swift.
I
thing.
know.
I did see the Drake leak.
I did see that too.
Big old dick.
It was big, but very flaccid. I mean, I know when you get to a certain point, it's hard to get those things hard.
Yeah.
You know? So it was a little disappointing.
I didn't see the video. I saw screen grabs. Was it flaccid?
Yeah, it was pretty flaccid. Yeah, it was pretty like when
Big
he
old dick, bigger than mine, flaccid.
if he was at the base, it was hard enough that it was like looped over, you know, or soft enough that it was falling.
I see
over
real
his hand.
pictures then, because
Yeah.
it looked hard to me.
He held on to it when he got.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. Yeah,
yeah.
big old penis on that boy. I would not have expected it.
It was big, and you know those Taylor Swift AI photos. I know we briefly talked about it last time. I gotta say, like they were certainly salacious, but like I wish I had retweeted them or saved them before they got
Should've
just so
saved
you
them.
could see them. But like honestly, like they were kind of. I mean, they were sort of hot, but like they could have been hotter. I'm gonna be honest. They could have been hotter because like she's not a very sexualized woman to me. I don't think.
No, I don't
her
think
as
of her.
sexy.
She's too wholesome for that.
She's too cringe, like too quirky, too quirky and like cringe, and like I hate the like character that she plays.
Is
Like
it
where
because
she's
it's like, oh my god, Taylor Swift's cats.
right,
you know,
well,
like
and it's
people's
that,
obsession with
and
her
it's just
cat.
like seeing her at like the award shows. Like she was at the Grammys, of course, because she won some, and like just the way she like carries herself when like she knows the camera's on her. I don't know. She makes me cringe. Like I'm not trying to super hate on her, but like I don't find her that sexy or anything. But then seeing her sexualized, I was
Yeah,
like,
you're like
okay.
immediately. Yeah, that's how
you
the
know-
male brain works. Now look at this.
Now that's nice.
You remember
Jennifer
that?
Lawrence.
You
Yeah,
remember
of
that?
course I do.
Yeah, they scrubbed those off the internet. I found
Yeah.
that today. In the Taylor Swift thing told me that I have to save these things when I see them.
Absolutely.
It's like how often do you come across
That's
Jennifer
hot.
Lawrence?
Jennifer Lawrence is fucking
I'll show
hot.
you again
dude.
right now.
I gotta show you right after. I know that's hot.
Oh, look at that pussy.
These ones I know. She's got a nice one. When I right after the Grammys, you know, I told Royal about this too. But right after the Grammys, I was like, you know, not that Miley Cyrus looked hot that night, but because I don't think she necessarily did, because she was kind of like blowed her hair out. She was kind of doing like a Tina Turner kind of look. But immediately I had to get online and look up nudes of her. And
I've jerked
I
off
know
to 'em.
these. Obviously, we've all seen that one.
Yep.
You know, we've all seen that one. But look at this.
Whoa, let me see that. Let me describe what I'm seeing here. I mean, Miley Cyrus is all out and spread.
Oh yeah, squatting with her pussy out.
Wow, she's got a great body.
Oh yeah, she does. And then there's one more where she's out here, you know. And then of course I said, "Fucking Christ, Miley." And then on this one I said, "You know she fucks so good."
Where are you saying this?
Here she
Is
is.
this on your Twitter?
Yeah.
I need to follow your.
Here she is outside drinking a Corona, squatting
Pissing.
and pissing on the ground.
You jerked off to these.
Of course I did. Yeah, I masturbated and came to him. And on that one,
Have you
I
heard
was
that
like,
song that she did where she's like, "If you can't give me what I want, I'll just give it to myself"?
Oh hell yeah.
Have you?
No, I haven't. But that's hot.
Abigail likes to listen to it.
I know she fucks so good. I mean, that's just.
She's talking about fucking too.
Yeah.
She's like, "If you can't get me off, I'll just get myself off." Kind of like, you know,
Oh yeah.
vintage Lady Gaga the way.
Absolutely.
No, I wouldn't jerk off to Lady Gaga.
No, I never have, and probably don't think I ever could.
Maybe to the art pop photo, but it's like too iconic.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could.
Maybe.
I don't think I could. I
What
don't
about
think I could.
Even the like that album art she did for Venus, like the single
No,
of her butt.
maybe, but no, I don't think I could.
Wow,
I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
You're not a real monster if you haven't jerked off to Lady Gaga.
I guess not.
No,
I guess
yeah,
not.
yeah. What is your Twitter account for the listeners?
I can't say. Yeah, I certainly can't say.
I can't find porn on Twitter, dude.
Oh, it's good. It's probably the best place to get it. I'll be honest.
That's
with
what
you.
you've been telling me, dude.
Yeah.
How do you find consistently?
Just the hashtags. You just go to the hashtags and you find
Dude,
them.
I'm about to get on here and show you that it's not possible for me. Live troubleshooting porn MOATAIF to find
Hey,
porn.
it's still recording. For some reason, the computer wants to hear this.
To find porn. Let me make sure I'm on. Okay, my fake name is Clyde.
Classic Clyde Donovan.
Okay, hashtag like facial
I'll do like public sex
cum shot.
or back shots. That's a good one sometimes.
Back shots. I like
You know,
that one.
depending.
Hashtag back shots.
Nothing wrong with hashtag teen sex. You know.
Okay, so top pulls up one thing. Is that normal?
Sometimes it is bad. Yeah. Sometimes like Elon Musk has sort of ruined Twitter.
But I hear porn's still allowed.
It is, but like it's hard to sometimes like it's hard to
Look, no results for back shots. Search settings.
like here's hashtag public sex.
Dude, you're getting way more than me. Let me look up public sex because this is bullshit. Are you looking up hashtag public
Hashtag
sex?
public sex. Here's muscular man called out some boy in the Walgreens bathroom to fuck. Let's see how this turns out.
Are you looking at latest?
This is top.
Dude, I literally...
Fucking at her wild birthday party.
Let me see it. Whoa. Okay, something's wrong with my Twitter. We're gonna
You might have to update like your search settings or something. Here's two gay boys. This made me come the other night. Two gay boys fucking on the street.
Wow.
You know, in China it looks like, because it's all like, oh, that's racist.
Shane Gillis over here.
It's all this Chinese text.
You know, it's really funny. I've been listening to Matt and Shane's Secret podcast from the beginning, and it's really funny to hear how much they rag on Asian people.
Yeah.
Like, just as, like, they're joking about it, but they're joking the entirety. I'm, like, in, like, episode 20 now from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And they have made fun of Asians so much, and they predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Although it's Shane calling out Matt, like, dude, you're going to get fucking canceled talking about Asian people this entire time. Of course, it was not Matt. Mm. Nobody cares what Matt does.
Yeah. Is it Matt Rife?
No, Matt McCusker.
Oh.
He's one of the most wholesome. I love him.
Gotcha.
I love him so much.
Gotcha.
He's become my friend. Yeah, I got to put my phone down. I'm thinking about this Twitter porn.
I know, right?
Fucking Matt McCusker, he was talking on the podcast. He's talking about this fucking idea he had about making dildos for dogs.
Oh my god.
That's serious. Like, why can't our dogs get fucked?
Well, I agree, and sometimes
That's what like his rationale was. Just strap it to the wall really low, and then your dog can have sex with it so they can feel pleasure.
right. Well, and like here's how Rose is the only animal in the house who like goes through a heat cycle.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, she just needs someone to fuck her. You know what I mean? Like she
Yeah,
just
like a
needs-
little
she
cat
just
corkscrew type dick.
She wants a boyfriend, you know. That's all she wants. I'm like, and she's doing, and it's sad too, because like she puts on such this sweet face. You know, she's doing everything evolutionarily she's supposed to, you know, to get this, and yet she's ultimately constantly failing. And so, no, would I actually use a dildo on my cat? Of course not.
no,
I mean,
no,
of course not. But as a concept, I agree.
Yeah, if you could strap it to the wall and they would just back up on
Right,
it and get
I
themselves
mean,
out,
hey.
just like I would turn the other cheek. Like, Rose,
Right.
you have your alone time. I'm
Right.
gonna step out.
I kept telling Taylor, I'm like, I think we just need to find a sterile tomcat. You know, that's still not, he's sterile, but genetically sterile.
Or maybe like condoms for cats.
Yeah, condoms for cats. But I'm thinking like, find a cat who still has his urge to fuck, you know, but he doesn't
But
have
nothing
sperm.
happens. Yeah,
So
like
that
a cat who
Rose
didn't
can
have
come-
their
yeah.
a cat who doesn't have their balls chopped entirely off, a cat who maybe got a vasectomy.
Right, a cat who had a vasectomy, or a cat who was just born shooting blanks. You know, and
Does that exist?
I mean, maybe, right? I mean, if it happens,
Dude, if
to
you had
humans,
if you had one of those, you can make a lot of money off that sucker.
you think?
You're pimping them out.
Yeah, just
like,
having
let your
sex for free,
let your
yeah.
cat get fucked.
Yeah, because like I would let Rose have sex with a tomcat if I knew she wouldn't get pregnant and then have babies that
But
would
would you
kill her.
trust? Like, who's coming to you and saying, "Yeah, this cat can't get your cat pregnant"? Like, you'd be like,
I guess I'd have to take it to the vet.
"What? Have them like get
a sperm test.
You'd have to like see its sperm under
Yeah.
a
I'd
microscope.
be like, what's his motility?
I bet rich people have done that.
Oh, had to have. I mean, especially in like the purebred markets. Somebody out there is, you know, a purebred long-haired Siamese feline.
Yeah.
Somebody out there's jerking
Beautiful
off
cats.
that cat,
Wait.
harvesting its sperm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In the same way they do with like purebred horses.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like,
they jerk off the horses.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
collect their sperm and sell
Absolutely.
it.
It's sickening, honestly, but I mean, it's a job, like, I guess.
There was that, what was that? Somebody was involved in some sort of study. It was during COVID times with dogs, and they got in trouble because they were jerking off the dogs.
Oh, no.
But it wasn't unethical. It was for science. But they
Yeah.
had to, like, collect the semen.
Yeah,
So they jerked off the dogs.
I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right.
There was a movie, like a stoner type movie from the early 2000s called Beer Fest. And one of the characters in that, they're a scientist and they have to jerk off frogs.
Nice.
So there's like a scene where they're just like jerking off a frog.
It's fucking ridiculous. Speaking of a frog, you reminded me, I don't know why this is like a buried memory, but when we started dissecting frogs in Mrs. Cromwell's class, you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
We did it well. We did the assignment first, and then we started fucking with the corpse.
I don't remember this. We did this together?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, God.
Well, it was just like, we're done, and we're like, let's see if we can extract its brain. And
Did we do that?
yeah. And Mrs. Cromwell came over, and she was like, you need to stop.
I don't remember that. Did we really do that?
Yes. Yeah, and like I started thinking about it now, and I'm like, well, we were just fucking around, but like it is wrong that it was a living being at one point, like
We were just trying to just cut its head open to get to its brain?
we were dissecting. I mean, why?
But we didn't cut the head open.
No,
we cut
I
the
know.
body.
I know.
I remember that. Like, we had to
I know.
cut the body.
But yeah, and then we
peel
were
it
like,
back.
oh, let's see if we could get its brain out. Just like we were still dissecting. It wasn't like
I remember we got clear instructions.
well, we were
by
done.
step.
We were done.
I know, but I'm saying we had no instructions to get to the brain, so we're just chopping.
Yeah, right. We were just
I don't remember that.
slicing through its.
Did we really do that?
Yeah. Yes.
Was it just you and me?
I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but I remember she was like, "You need to stop," and I was like, "Okay." And then now looking back on it,
Punished
I'm
for-
like, "That was pretty gross."
Well, I guess, but I'm also here. I'm kind of looking at it in the lens of that we were punished for being good students.
True. Yeah. True.
We were trying to, we got our work done early.
And we're just now experimenting on how to get the brain out of this thing.
It's like,
What's
no
wrong
one
with that?
Yeah, no wonder our system trifles, success.
Absolutely.
We were trying to get a step ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what we could have learned from that frog's brain.
Right. What could we have? No one will ever know.
No, you know what I didn't like doing was dissecting the worm.
No, that was stupid.
I remember, why would we do
And
that?
the first thing they ever let you dissect is a fucking owl pellet.
Oh, yeah, I remember
owl
doing that.
pellet.
I remember doing that.
It was cool,
I
but
did
I
a
was
little-
like, "This is fucking bird shit."
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's owl shit,
Well, yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, owl shit. Yeah, I remember doing that. I did this like summer class at Clark State in middle school or something.
Nice.
And I dissected an owl pellet there. It was a
Nice.
really pretty cool class. I'm glad my mom did that for me.
The class I took at Clark State was it was a robotics course, sort of, and they promised that everyone would walk out with their own robotic weasel. And I remember Austin Studebaker. I told Austin Studebaker I was signed up for it, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a robotic weasel.
The next like thinking it's full
Yeah,
of like,
literally,
sentient
Yeah,
weasels.
literally, and like I was like, I remember we were at some like ball game, like his brother was playing baseball or something, and we're running around this field, and I'm like, imagine when the robotic weasel's here. Like I really thought this robotic weasel was gonna be incredible, and then it was like seriously some kit you probably buy on like, well, now you would buy on Amazon, and it was just like
$15
it
weasel
looked more
kit.
like a mouse. It was about this big, and it was just a motherboard with wheels on it inside a plastic case, so you could like see all the wiring and
And then
stuff.
I'm probably just some very simple interface where you're like, go.
Yeah.
Left.
Yep, absolutely. I was so disappointed with it. I don't think I ever showed it to Austin Studebaker.
Yeah, apparently he didn't think it was real if he never asked questions about it afterwards.
Yeah.
Man,
I think he must have known that it didn't turn out well. Because I was so excited about it, and then it just never
How
came
long was
up
the
again.
class? Did it last all summer?
It was about a week, I think, maybe 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
It wasn't very long.
I think maybe that's how long mine was. It was pretty quick.
Yeah,
I
it was like
remember.
college
Just
for
had to-
kids.
Yeah, I just had to go a few times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool that we got to do that.
I think they're still doing it. Every once in a while, I'll get a request to like book a room for that shit, and I'm like,
Just because it's work, though.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, before this kicks us off at any given minute, we're at 31 minutes. I do have one last thing, just since this was like a speed round of MOATAIF gravy.
Yeah.
When you count to 5, which finger is your number 1?
My right. Or index?
Yeah, of course, that's probably, but I find recently I've started doing 1 with my thumb.
No, thumb is
1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5. Thumb is 5. Pinky's 5 for me.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's so weird. If I'm not thinking about it, I'm going to start with my thumb.
No, I always start with my index.
I guess that makes sense. That's how I used to do it, but for some reason, I just, whenever I'm thinking, I think it's because, like, if I'm counting
I never
to
count
10,
with my hand, though.
If I'm counting to 10, I can really get all the way over, to my other finger, it just looks more, I don't know.
I haven't used my hand to do anything like that since maybe, like, 3rd grade.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I'm not talking about, like, basic math, I guess.
I never, like...
Sometimes I'll be like, oh, okay, I need 1. I need to do, I'd be like, I need to do this. I need to do that. And I'll just, like, start putting out fingers. And it's always my thumb is for the first one. It's weird.
Yeah, I guess the time, like... I always just, like... I don't, like, do it on my hand. But the times I do that... Maybe I'm thinking of, like, put your hand up.
Oh, sure.
You do it. Come on. Put 1 finger down if you've had sex.
That would be my first. Yeah,
Index.
I would do my index finger.
But that's like reverse.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know. Yeah, I don't know why, but for some reason it just starts with my thumb.
did you think that was peculiar though?
No, I mean I think it's just like there's 2 ways to do it.
Well, what made you write it down? Did you have a disagreement with somebody else about it?
No, I just did it and I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." I noticed that I started counting with my thumb.
You just don't know when it happened.
Yeah, I've never noticed the transition, but now I'm like, that's what feels natural to me is if I start counting, I'm going to count with my thumb.
Now, never count with your toes.
No.
You never counted with your toes?
No.
What if you had to count to 20?
If I had to count to 20, well, it can sometimes be annoying, but if I do have to go past like 10 for whatever reason, then I just start over with the...
I just started over with my hands too. Yeah, just put your,
Mm-hmm.
I'm back to like we have to do this often.
Do you remember when, I don't know if you remember this, but Mrs. Ellsworth taught me something that I still use like almost every day.
What?
Speed counting, in the sense that like you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 30, 1, 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do it when I'm counting. She taught us that, dude. I don't remember the exact thing that we were counting something that had a lot of, it was like we were counting like the heartbeat. That's what it was. I think it was. We were counting the heartbeats or something over like a whole minute. And she's like, what you need to do is because you're going to get up to like...
I remember us having to do that, yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, especially when you get up into like 100, like that's usually when I do it the most, is like when I'm counting money at work, I'll get up to like 100, and then I'm like 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
I don't remember specifically learning from her, but I've done it. I guess probably the time I had to start counting money is when I started doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe Pizza Hut time.
Yeah, it didn't really stick with
count
me
the
when she
drawer.
taught it for me, but yeah, when you count money, it's so much easier that way.
It is, yeah.
100, 99, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
because
6,
I don't know, like, how does the inside of your brain work? Because I can sort of, like, I have, like, little slots in my brain that I can set it into. Like, I'll put... Does your brain work like that? Like, do you have, like, little slots that you're, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But 10's in the slot right there.
Right.
So when I get to 20, I'm like, oh, that's plus that.
Sure.
And I'll replace it in the slot.
Yeah. I think it's not necessarily, like, I don't think of it the same way, but I do the same thing, obviously. Somewhere in my brain, it's stored in there.
How do you, like, visualize things?
What do you mean? I don't know how I visualize that specific thing.
Just things in general.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you're one of...
I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I certainly
I don't know if
have
we've
an
ever talked
internal
about
monologue.
this. I mean, you have... Can you... You have the mind's eye, right?
Yeah.
So what's going on in your mind's eye at any given time?
I don't know.
What's happening right now?
I'm sitting here.
You're not accessing your mind's eye?
Well, of course.
What's in it?
It knows I'm on a podcast.
I know, but you don't see anything? Is it just white? 'Cause I'm seeing structures.
I guess I'm just...
I'm seeing like Greek architecture, like columns.
What?
I swear to God, all the time. It never stops. It's not always arc structures, but there's always something.
But I guess because like to me, I'm just like, but I'm just very much in your house. So I guess like, what do you mean in my
There's, like,
mind's eye in the sense? I mean, I guess like
There's like the visualizing world that
Yeah.
you can't see.
yeah, sure, yeah, like what's going on in my mind.
What's happening?
I don't know. I guess like to me, I always just picture there's like somebody in there.
No, I'm saying, what do you see in it?
I guess I don't see anything.
Are you one of those people who don't see things?
No, I mean like I see things, but like not when I'm just sitting here. Like I have to close my eyes and then I'm gonna.
Oh,
see
man,
something,
that's
you know,
weird.
and when I'm just sitting here. I'm
Yeah, it's
just
like I
seeing
might
you.
not be aware that I'm seeing things,
Yeah.
but at any given time, you ask me what's in my mind's eye, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a jar of mayonnaise. It just like cycles. It's like a little
Or mayonnaise.
And then like when I'm working, like the mind's eye is very active.
Sure.
That's where I keep all the like that working knowledge. I'm like, oh, go put that there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ching.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's weird.
Yeah. I guess so. I guess so.
Maybe it'll make sense. I'm gonna have to ask more people this. Like, am I accessing my mind's eye more than it needs to be accessed?
I guess you might be. You might be.
That's just how like I don't know. Maybe it's schizophrenia, but I'm always just
You
afraid
never
of
know.
having. I'm schizophrenic. I have no clue.
I don't think you are, but you never know.
You really don't. I got a massage the other day, and when I was on the table, it was so relaxing, and my mind. It was like the first time since I've like. Maybe she cracked something that just gave me a little bit of psychedelic or something, because I was like my eyes were closed, and then all of a sudden I was just like I opened my eyes.
Nice.
But it wasn't towards like the world. It was just like, oh my God, there's things here.
Nice.
I don't know. Something happened, but I'm excited to go back.
Good. Good. Yeah. Everybody needs a good massage. I need somebody to like really fuck up my shoulders and my lower back and just really like give them a once over.
Yeah, I talked to mean name about Gail, but yesterday it was so my pain was so bad.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, they do say. I mean, it does hurt the next day, like especially if you don't drink a lot of water. Like they'll tell you to like drink water and all.
They did tell me that I didn't drink any water
because you release a lot of like I don't want to say it's lactic acid, but I think it is. I
think you're right.
They rub out all this lactic acid and then it's just sitting there. And so if you like drink it or if you like move around a little bit, it's supposed to like work it the rest of the way out, flush it out.
Oh yeah, I fucked up then.
Yeah, it's like because
She kept telling me that. I was just like, I don't think I sweated that much during this. Like why?
She told me that. She was like, the lady at Great Wolf Lodge told me that. She's like, it releases toxins, so make sure you drink a lot of water or you'll be in pain. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense because it was so bad yesterday.
Yeah.
It was just like a few days after my massage. But
that'll do it. But otherwise, I mean, would you recommend massages?
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah. I love when they pull on your head, pull on the head.
Dude, she
extend
worked
that
out my
neck.
sinuses. She did this move with my sinuses. My God. I didn't even know my sinuses were that bad.
Well, damn. At least you got them fixed.
Do you get the pressure in your sinus?
Sometimes, yeah. I don't know how she would fix it.
She did this kind of maneuver with her hand on the back of my head,
Oh.
and then she went like my temples and like pushed it all back here. Oh my God.
Oh.
Gail.
Magic hands of Gale.
Yeah, she also had Tourette's.
Oh. So she was screaming out?
No, her Tourette's is more mild, so it just sounded like she was like,
Oh, nice. Kind of like that guy. I mean, he doesn't have Tourette's, but did you see there's a new season of Love on the Spectrum?
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
I pretty much binge watched it. It was
James?
really good. Yeah,
James?
but it reminds me of James. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it's
Anytime his parents talk to him, like, James is so nice.
Well,
James hurts me.
he's good though. He's good.
What's what's it looking like for him?
Well, I mean, they
That's
end on
spoilers.
something. But it's immediately makes me want more seasons. Immediately. It's not enough episodes. It's a good show.
How many episodes was it?
7, I think, maybe
Oh
6.
no!
It's really not a lot. And at the same time, I thought. Then after I watched it, they started putting Love on the Spectrum Australia up on the screen, and I was like, oh, is there a new season of that too? And I clicked on it. No.
Yeah, I think they're in favor of the USA one now.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I mean, I like the USA one a little. I like the characters a little bit better, but
Yeah, I do too.
still would like to see just any
I need
episode
more
of
of
the
it.
show. You know,
I gotta say, dude, Abby is one of the most wholesome.
so wholesome.
I love her so
There's
much.
there's so many moments this
Dude.
season that I'm like, she's so precious. But there's one moment at the end of the
Protect her.
season that I'm just like, as a producer of the show and somebody just recording with their camera, as they were filming it, there's one moment towards the end where it's just like
It's when she was singing that song to him.
they
I saw the clip of
knew
it.
I was like, that is lightning in a bottle.
I know.
They just out of nowhere, they're in the. I mean, it makes sense, but they're just out there. They're on safari in Africa. They're sitting in these chairs out watching the sunset, and they just start singing the Circle of Life together, like
so beautiful.
just completely unprompted.
It's beautiful. I'm so happy they found each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Although I look at their relationship when they're together, and I'm like, what is?
Yeah.
Are they really like
Right,
together?
right.
They love each other, I guess.
Yeah, they say they do, and I guess that's all that matters.
Yeah. I told Stephanie this about Love on the Spectrum because Abby reminds me a lot of Abigail. If Abigail was had autism.
Yeah.
And I told Stephanie that, and I wholeheartedly believe this. If Abigail's mom would have waited 1 year to have Abigail, one more year, she would have been just like her.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She is quite an old woman.
Yeah, she had Abigail when she was 40.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would be just enough for Abigail
Yeah.
to just branch over.
Yeah.
Because she loves the Little Mermaid and mermaids. Abigail's middle name is Ariel.
Oh,
Loves the Little
Yeah.
Mermaid.
you go.
There's lots of similarities.
that's funny.
I have to write them down, but that's fine because I love Abby. I would absolutely, in a heartbeat, be in a relationship with the young lady.
With
With Abby? Yeah, of course I would.
I think she's a little too retarded.
No.
I think she's a little too slow
I mean,
to date a normal man.
she's so wholesome.
She is. I think she's a little too slow to date a normal man.
I don't think she's slow, though, is she?
She certainly does not have the full mental capacity of
I
somebody
mean, I did
her
see
age.
a clip of her trying to, cook an egg.
Yeah. She does not have the full mental capacity of somebody her age.
Okay, well, maybe I do like her, though.
I like her too, but you also liked Rachel Luna Elder, and come to find out she is mentally handicapped
It's
as well.
fine. It's fine. I just like the wholesomeness. Because they're pure.
They need love too.
They're just pure souls.
I do think it's very interesting. It's interesting to see where the casting directors think they are on the spectrum, and then they'll have somebody come. They'll be like, "Oh, here's your date," and it's like somebody with Down syndrome, and you're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I mean, the first episode I saw, the animation girl. What's her name? Do you remember?
I can't remember. She's heavily featured on
hurts.
this season too.
Dude,
I think her name's Jackie.
That's not good. She
Yeah.
hurts me more than
she had a
anyone.
better season this time around.
Well, I remember she had the guy that they brought for her. I was like, he's a handsome man. He likes animation as well, but she's like, are you ambitious like me? And he's just like, oh, well, I work at a trading card company and I like what I do. And she's like, and the rest of the day, she's just like,
I know.
Nope.
She's very awkward.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. And she's very picky.
Yeah.
Her standards are unbelievable.
I know.
She literally just wants somebody just like her.
They end up calling back somebody that she went on a date with last season.
Interesting. The one she kissed?
I don't think it was the one she kissed. The more Italian Guido looking.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was horny last season.
Yeah,
she was ready to get.
And she still is this season. It's all about she keeps saying, she calls it a mature relationship. And by that, she's very clear to her aunt and uncle that she means sex.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a good season. Don't get me wrong.
I'm excited, dude.
Yeah. I definitely recommend getting through. And
I watched the last one with Stephanie, so I feel like an obligation that I have to watch it with her. But how often are we going to get the opportunity?
Maybe she's already watched it with Jesse, and you're putting pressure on
I
yourself.
doubt it.
You never know. You never know. It was, we pretty much binge watched it the day it came out. Or the day we realized it came out, we binge watched the whole thing.
I wish I would have.
Yeah. Well, folks, I'm surprised it let us get a whole gravy in.
It really
started out as a speed gravy, and then it just morphed into normal as
Didn't
it
like
went
the
on.
improv.
You know, I liked the improv. I liked where it was going, but maybe they knew, like, maybe the computer knew we were going somewhere we shouldn't, like towards like an irreversible character death, and it just decided, nope, I got to stop this. You know, I don't know. Well, folks, until next time, stay mout.
Hello.